The first Five Nights at Freddy's game is now just shy of a decade old, meaning that the oldest FNAF fan is now going through their first high school breakup.
My heart! I loved her!
No, but seriously, throughout the years there have been so many fan games that popped up trying to emulate that core FNAF experience. There have been some games that tried recreating the original game entirely, but none of them got that popular until FNAF Plus was announced. Who knows, maybe people just got tired of all the new lore bullshit that's been revealed in the books, or maybe they got tired of Purple Guy returning for the 100th time. But I digress. For those of you who haven't been keeping up, for almost 3 years now, this game developed by Fnaf has been teased. All of the teaser trailers look excellent, and they generated a lot of hype. So much hype that in fact there's already a fan game of this fan game that's available to play right now. If you actually manage to find it, it took some work. Lostpawplay, who made this fan game, is also the creator of the FNAF 3 remake titled FNAF 3 Plus, or well, Fazbear's Fright attraction. FNAF 2 was probably skipped because of the sheer amount of characters that are in that game.
I'm telling you now, I have plans that I cannot share with you right now because the haters will sabotage me. I have plans that I cannot share with you right now.
I am so happy that FNAF 3 also got a remake, not only because it's my personal favorite in the series for honestly one reason, that reason being Springtrap, but also because it's often seen as the weakest of the original trilogy. This is now the part where I segue into the actual review, starting off with the first thing you'll notice when booting up this game is the main menu screen. It was different in the previous versions, but in this one it really amplifies that feeling of isolation that FNAF games usually go for. Minus security breach. We don't talk about security breach. There's no spooky animatronics staring at you just yet. Starting a new game, we see the classic newspaper ad stating that a Freddy's needs a new night guard, which is also where we get to see a tiny glimpse of the new Freddy design. Let's get this out of the way real quick. The new designs for the animatronics are, to be honest, you either love them or you hate them. I myself am not the biggest fan of Freddy or Chica's redesigns, but I think Bonnie looks neat and Foxy is mwah, chef's kiss. Oh, hi Pyrocynical. You're my favorite guy from the first game. I do think, however, that the original FNAF models look really goofy in the first game, and even though it kinda gives them some charm, these designs are definitely a step up in quality. Going back to the gameplay, you'll immediately notice how detailed the office is. I'm not usually one to care about video game graphics that much, but damn does this look good. The one change that's in here that is so incredibly minuscule, but it alone elevates this entire experience, is this thing. That's right, it's a clock. Not only is this a clock, but it's a clock that ticks. I'm mostly pointing this out because for some reason the ticking also helps increase the sense of panic in this setting. Along with the fact that you actually need to flip the doors up and down rather than just press a button to close them, it really helps immerse you. It really makes you feel like a below minimum wage worker. One staggering difference that you'll immediately notice in Night 1 is the off-putting silence. That's right. Where's Phone Guy? How are you just gonna neglect one of the greatest characters in FNAF? Either way, another apparent thing is that the cameras are way darker and there's 2 more cameras than in the original. Is it just me or is there more I feel like there's more cameras than in the first one. Maybe I'm going insane. Maybe that's what's going on. After making a League of Legends video, anyone would go insane. When looking at the main trio on stage, you can barely even see Chica, and when she moves to the bathroom camera, you can just barely see any details of her. Well, I see that she's up in my face, I just don't see anything else. Speaking of the cameras, one thing that is apparent in this game is the fact that they are completely and utterly useless. You don't need to use them ever. This became apparent to me after the second night, when I realized that the winning strategy is to just always keep one door closed when you know that there's no one on the other side. You stare at the empty door, and when you hear knocking, fuck off. You close it and then switch to the next door. You don't even need to check up on Foxy. He slams into your door so frequently that you might as well not even open the cameras to see how far out from his cove he is. The only one I'm not quite sure how he works is Freddy, but I found that whenever the right door is open and you hear running, just close it, because that's when he's coming to kill you. Which is also my only death during this entire playthrough that didn't have to do anything with the power running out. Oh my god. Hello Mandela Catalog. Since I'm so amazing at this game and I never got jump scared by Bonnie, I just want to show you real quick what it looks like when he gets into your office. Yeah, that's pretty scary. Another miscellaneous detail that I want to point out is how during the custom night selection screen, the higher you put the AI level of an animatronic, the more they open their mouths. It doesn't serve any purpose, I just think it's really neat. Overall, I love the way this remake looks, I love the ambience and how much more sound-based it is, but the gameplay could really use some more polishing. The cameras really need a rework of some sort, and I know, I'm aware that the original game was similar, but the gameplay just ends up being kinda boring in my opinion. Things quickly change, however, when we take a look at the next remake. Springtrap looks awesome here, ignoring the goofy jittering he does, which doesn't look nearly as menacing now when you have a good look at him compared to the original main menu. His jump scare also got remade. He's a lot more jumpy, but I don't know, whenever he jump scared me, I didn't really get, well, jump scared. Oh, he's right here. Hello. Okay. He doesn't just slowly stroll up to you anymore like he did in the original, but I feel like that's what made him unique in the first place. Either way, he looks cool, but he's just not scary. I don't know, maybe it's just me. The first night in this remake starts with you walking to Fazbear's Fright. It looks like you can freely move, but no, you can just go forward. My immediate gripe with this is that it happens every single time you die and before you start every night, so it gets old real quick. If it only happened before night 1, it would be way better. After settling down in our office, we once again noticed the distinct lack of phone dude, making the first night a bore because Springtrap is not after us. We can take this time to look at some of the new additions to our maintenance panel in this remake. Unlike the original game, now we have this little bar in the ventilation system. When it reaches your office, Springtrap immediately appears in front of the window and you're basically fucked. The only way to push this line back is by pressing this fan system button, similar to how you would rewind the music box in FNAF 2. One issue I have with this is that during night 1, this little bar doesn't even exist. So you can't really even know what it does until you die at least once or twice. How are you already here?
Hi.
No, why are you going left? Another new addition is the oxygen level. The lower it is, the darker the screen gets. Not that big of a hindrance, but the difference is pretty visible when you start running low. In the version that I played, which to my knowledge is not the final one, that one has yet to come out, there's no Phantom Mangle or Phantom Bonnie. Yes, you heard that right, Phantom Bonnie. He's a new addition to this game's cast of murderous ghosts and is supposed to be in the vents. Speaking of which, the vents serve no purpose in this version. Springtrap doesn't go inside them, and since Phantom Bonnie isn't implemented yet, you might as well forget that the vent map even exists. No imposters can get you today, buddy. Springtrap is incredibly easy to just stun lock. Whenever you hear footsteps from inside your office, that means he moved from one camera to the next. With that in mind, if you lead him into this corner to cam 10, he has only one spot where he can go to, that being cam 9. The moment you hear him move, just play some audio back at cam 10 and he'll move there. The audio errors that can occur are pretty luck based. I've had moments where I spammed the audio 7 or so times without it breaking, and then times where it broke twice back to back, meaning that Springtrap moved a bit from his little animal habitat that I've made for him between these two cams. Move him here. No, it stopped working. Go here. You fucking piece of shit. Okay, he's there. The real nuisance are the phantoms, specifically Phantom Puppet when combined with Phantom Foxy, Freddy, or Balloon Boy. The way this love child of Billy the Puppet and Slenderman works is, whenever it drops from the ceiling, you have to stare at either of your panels to not get jump scared. Simple enough, right? Well, to avoid Freddy, you have to pull down your blinds using this lever as he's done taking a stroll through the hall. To do this, you gotta not look at any of your panels. Do you see the problem? Foxy outright stops you from using the maintenance panel if you look at him on the left side of your office until he jump scares you. The only way to get rid of him is to look away and check your cameras for a while, and Balloon Boy jump scares you if you look at the cameras while his face is on them. So you gotta spam close and open them until he's gone. Basically, the puppet synergizes with everyone except Phantom Chica, who can only get you if you look at cam 7. But if you're doing the Springtrap containment strategy, you don't even need to look at cam 7. Whenever you get jump scared by a phantom, a ventilation error happens, which is when Springtrap is the most active, but just be wary of the phantoms and you should be fine. I personally enjoyed this remake way more than the first one because of the amount of interactability you have. It's not just opening and closing doors when you hear knocking, you actively have to counter every spooky ghost you see. This is the same reason FNAF 2 is regarded as the perfect sequel. Almost every animatronic acts differently and you have strategies to deal with all of them. Aside from a few bugs and quirks you may encounter due to the game being unfinished, I really enjoyed it and I hope that the full remake is even better. And please add Fangame back in these, I miss him so much. Thanks for watching this video. Like and subscribe if you wanna, and if you dislike it, Freddy Fazbear will come inside your room at night. Follow me on social media, there's a link to my Discord in the description below, and a special thank you to all the Patreon supporters over on my Patreon. That's it, bye bye.